Why? Something that came through was Holy Mother, Holy Father, and Holy Child. So threefold uh, flame of creation. And can I just mention this? I think it's very important actually. I don't ask God for specifically something that I need to hear unless I pray and I ask God to help me with processing my emotions or something that comes up on my day to day life. And right now, something is coming up on my day to day life. And I don't know why. First thing um, in the morning, that video came up a year ago that showed me myself speaking to you and telling you that I recorded the transmission. I have never posted this transmission. And the reason why I have never posted it is because I was too embarrassed. A year ago, even though God has given me the inspiration, I was too embarrassed because I think part of that transmission was like a singing, and I am not a singer. So I realized, and the synchronicity in all of it was that I had, prior to my pilgrimage to Egypt, I started a series of activations and clearings for our energetic centers, for our chakras. And I stopped at heart, higher heart. So the next one is the throat. And God just reminded me today because I was thinking about this last night that I'm going to continue with my series. I'm called to continue with my series. And this video, when it came up today, first thing in the morning, reminded me that a year ago I recorded transmission that God gave me for you, and I have never posted it because my ego and my wounding didn't allow me to post it. I was afraid of judgment. There was something in me that was afraid of my own voice, even though it's my God given voice and God given gift, the ability to connect with God and bring certain type of frequency to you is my God given gift. And then today, when I listened myself to this transmission, I was saying to God after that I have truly, as a human being, as a woman, as a high galactic priestess, as a white queen, I have experienced so much growth as a soul that right now it brings tears to my eyes. But there is something so, so very important for you to understand. The growth that we achieve in our evolution journey, ascension journey, does not come from God's given gifts because we all have the same essence. Our soul comes from God's source. We all have the same essence. Please don't misunderstand me. I don't mean we are all the same soul. That's not what I mean. But we come from the same source. So we are connected and we are truly one. We only individualize ourselves at the point when God is expressing itself to experience itself through us individually. And yes, we don't experience that self evolution only because we are aware of our abilities, gifts, how we grow and elevate. And this is something that I'm sharing with you from my own understanding and the wisdom that comes through me. We do have to truly, consciously make a decision that we want to work, that we want to remove distortions from our field, that we want to learn more about, for me, Law of One, and yes, Emerald Order Freedom Teachings as well, Chaotic Science, something that for those of us who actually will be interested to follow will find your way to find it. And to be honest, would I say that there is any other way? Yes, because God told me, showed me, and is showing me every day. The one thing that we need to do is set intention. The one thing that we need to do is put out our statement, our claim, our wish, however you wish to call it. But it's an intention, it's a target, it's energetic. Like I consider it often and I compare it um to the archers. We are like archers, you know? And we target this goal, the aim, and the aim is for me is to elevate and grow and expand my consciousness so I can as a soul evolve. And at some point, as much as I descended, I can go back to where I came from. But God showed me long time ago, before I even know anything about law of one, and I didn't really even understand that when God talks through my soul, He actually talks about law of one very often, and only often when I read and hear someone talking about law of one, I understand that God was given me and He is giving me inspirations that completely align with the law of one. It's a wisdom. It's called inner wisdom. And it's also a Sophianic wisdom that now flows through me because I've done the work and I was able through this transmission see how far I've come as a being, as a woman, um, how far I've come on my divine counterpart, on my Hero's Gams journey as well, since I cautiously asked God to help me to come to that union within. And as a reward, mhm, as a reward, what happened in a short space of 1 year, I integrated more and more of my soul matrix. And then it's in a very natural way how we progress in our ascension. We start integrating our monadic self as well. And that's the most beautiful, beautiful thing because at this point you really are standing in your Christ avatar, higher self. You are you are truly, truly expressing, embodying, and living your days through the highest possible expression of yourself. And I suppose that's probably the biggest awareness and rewards you receive in life when you make that targeted intention that you wish for your soul to grow. And when you truly start every day exactly that way, with intention, and also with understanding that when you ask God to guide you, when you ask God to navigate the day with you, that's exactly what's going to happen. You know, the journey on this planet for us when we awake is not easy. And it's not easy because of the circumstances we are born in, or people we live with, or anything truly out with ourselves. The journey is difficult because you start whilst you awaken and you expand your consciousness, you start seeing the beauty and the reality that's far beyond what you can see in this 3D reality. And you know, when you are in stillness, when you meditate, you truly know and understand that there are dimensions that exceed what we see with our physical eyes. And you know that deep, not that far at all, because you can experience yourself in other dimensions, your expressions of your higher self, as I call it, in other dimensions. You can experience yourself when you meditate, when you quiet your mind, when you drop in your higher heart, when you make connection with your soul. You can experience yourself that way. And that realization makes, for me, sometimes life here in 3D very difficult because I know that there are limitations that are imposed on my body, on my physical body. I know there are limitations that are imposed on my DNA. I know there are limitations that are imposed every day on me that are seeking to distort, to derail, to take me off my path, to um, to make it simply difficult for me to move where I want to go. And that is true. That's not, that's not, that realization, how difficult it can be, doesn't come to me because I see everything around me. It's because I can see who I am and I understand my own limitations. But you know, my love, I will post this transmission on YouTube. Maybe at lunchtime when I have a second today in the office. And I would love you to listen. And I would love you to comment. Some of you are really connecting with my soul. Please do. Please do. And I will name it Holy Trinity Transmission. Okay? So you will be able to find it. Galactic High Priestess 999. Listen to it and comment underneath and help me to understand because some of you know me for more than a year. Help me to understand what you feel and what does it bring to you. Because you know, my loves, there are points in this transmission that I haven't come across yet. I haven't heard about Ruby Heart. I really don't. I haven't read about it. I want to learn, but I don't want to research anything. I want to trust God that when things come to me through that innate gift that I have, they are what they are, and they are coming for a reason. I didn't hear about a crown made of flame, but I know why it's coming to me because I know who those beings are. I really do. Because it took me a year to see them, for example. And can I just say as well, when we um when we make when we make the conscious intention and decision that we now surrender to God, that we want to put God on its throne in our heart, that we want to expand, we can ask through intention and co-creation with God within us and God as a consciousness field to help us and show us what requires to be healed. And you know, my love, that part is also not easy because when you are shown, when God tells you and shows you, you then know there is no going back. God will show you exactly where the growth is and where the healing needs to go. So when you are shown, there is no retracting back. There is no going back because you know that you have to heal what's coming through in order for you to move forward. I, for one, sometimes try to step over, make the process quicker. And you know, my love, I burned and crushed so many times. So many times I burned and crushed. Or maybe is it crushed and burned? Yeah, I did. But I'm proud of all these moments as well. Yes, sometimes the ego hurts, and sometimes I like those Japanese pilots during the World War, kamikaze, right? They were called. However they were called, they were basically going on suicide missions. I still have that in me, and I take the risks. And the biggest risk I take is with my heart, trying to actually keep it all the time so open regardless of whatever happens in my day to day. And I make that decision consciously with God to allow me to hold my heart open because sometimes I hurt, sometimes I get hurt, sometimes I feel that things are not fair for me. And yeah, and in natural way, that part of us, our ego, is very much so directing me too, me too, to just close it completely, close it completely and safeguard and not be open at all. But then, the moment that I just bring myself to stillness and I ask Holy Mother Sophia to stand with me, which is within me, truly, all the time, but I just bring that understanding to the forefront of my feeling, of my body, of my mind, of my heart. I know that there is no way forward if your heart is closed. And sometimes, and that's very important realization, sometimes the biggest growth you make is truly by burning and crashing or crashing and burning, by taking those hardest risks, by loving when love just seems to be impossible, silly, stupid, unrealistic. Um, and I think the biggest realization from the year, from last year and this year, on the basis of everything at all that happened in my life, is that the risk we are able to put in order to love others, it's almost the same risk that we need to put to love ourselves. And you know why? There is risk. The risk is that you will be just growing so much faster. And what it means, things, people, circumstances, jobs will be falling away from you so much faster. I had ended 18, almost 19 years old relationship. I had changed and I'm changing a job. I had attempted to relocate, but God had a better plan, clearly. I made the decisions only because I took the risk of loving someone, but also loving myself. And in all fairness and honesty, where I am right now, today, back to taking the power back again. And just on the basis of this transmission from a year ago, where actually part of it is about taking power back. It's not, it doesn't mean that you stop loving. It doesn't mean that you turn into a selfish human being. It just means that you're directing the attention towards yourself and your soul. Because my loves, when you grow, when you as a human being, as a soul grow, you, this galactic high priestess, when I grow, everything around me grows and flourishes. I had to overcome within this short period of time, only 1 year, so much of my mind control programming of, my loves, addictions. People say addictions, it's maybe smoking, drinking, drugs, or whatever, right? There are addictions that we don't even understand we have, and they can come up in our daily life in so many ways. And they are programs, they are limiting programs. They seek to control us as well. Maybe addiction to watch TV. It may be addiction to wasting your time on, really, guys, things that all they do is bring just your soul to the lower frequency. And that's what I had to do. And I had to crash and burn several times. Several times. And I know that right now, when I crash and burn, I make such a conscious decision that I'm just going to risk it. And I'm just saying to God, and sometimes I say to someone else as well, I'm going to risk. I'm going to put it all out there, and I will risk it, and let's see what God has as a plan for me and for that other person, for example. Hi, my love. Shalom, great grand rising, my darling. And you, beautiful divine soul, too. Um, you know, when when you consider yourself as a teacher, for example, right? We are, but by the way, we are all teachers. So no special titles, no special molds for any of us to say I'm a teacher, I'm a master, I'm this and this, right? But yes, we have these labels because I am teaching something. But the biggest thing I'm teaching is teaching myself to be authentically expressing myself. And through that, I know that I connect with some of you because my loves teachings are carrying frequency too. And everything sound, everything is energy. So even your words that you type in here, right? It's energy. It's sound. I can hear. The, the thing is that my body, my abilities, I can't explain. There are things that I can't even explain with my words, but I hear things. I hear words that are written too. They vibrate in my field. This is just something that is happening with me, to me. But but it's funny. Sometimes it's funny. I read between the words too. Literally. And I read silence, guys. Do you know? I read silence. Silence actually have a tone. Silence vibrates too. How? I can't explain it. It has a tone. Silence has a tone. So does that does that make me crazy? There's this song. Is there not a song? And it has this verse. Crazy. I think I'm crazy. I was saying that too. I relate. I so love you, Reina, that you relate because we want to know that we are not the only ones that can hear and no one else. But there are actually people like you and I that do, and I know a few others. There is a little black bird. It's not a crow. No. Just sitting here watching me. Birds are, do you know, birds got eyes on me. One thing that happens, they got eyes on me, and I don't mind. I know why. I've got eyes on them too. But I'm going to end this conversation with another invitation because some of you just joined me. Please allow me an honor to be vulnerable with you. Thank you, sister. And listen to my singing. It's my soul singing, and I don't have a singer's voice really. Even though I sang in a church choir, I have no idea how it happened, honestly. But I must have done something right at some point. But I don't have a singing voice. Please go and check my profile on YouTube called Galactic High Priestess. At Galactic High Priestess 999. 9 is my soul's number, my soul's path for this incarnation, and one of my favorite numbers. 13 is also my favorite number, by the way. And 33. And if you go and see my transmission, it will be titled Trinity Transmissions or Holy Trinity Transmission. You will have the pleasure of hearing my soul sing a little bit when I translate the transmission from Holy Mother, Holy Father, and Holy Child. And I would love you to make me a favor. Please comment underneath. Help me to understand if it resonates with you. I can't upload it here on TikTok because it's 40 minutes long. And give me an honor to be with you for that length of time. And comment. And even if it's one or two of you, it will mean the world to me. Um, it helped me to see myself today in a different light. And I'm getting teary about this and very emotional. I will probably drive to work and cry all the way in gratitude in to God, but also specifically expressing gratitude to my soul and my divine counterpart. Thank you for allowing me the growth in this year. Thank you for answering the call and thank you for all the lessons because oh my God, there is so many of them coming up right now and I just pray that God will afford me the strength and wisdom and clarity to find the spaces where my soul needs to grow. And I wish you all exactly the same. May this day be blessed. May your soul feel joy and love, and may your soul be able to express through your human frame love that is one that connects us all. I don't have any more words and I will go because I think the processing is starting, which means another transmission is coming, which I will be recording in a second. Um, so stay within your higher heart and remember, my loves, love is the law. If love was all that there was in this world, none of us would be feeling sad. None of us would experience any pain if love was all that there is. But it's not right now. But you and I, we have opportunity to change things around. And the way we can do that is by starting here within our higher heart, expressing the love to ourselves and then expressing love to each other and everything, including objects that you will think don't have any life in them, like my little car that's taking me from A to B. That's a task for today. And it's a task that I'm stepping in with so much gratitude today. I love you. Thank you for giving me your love back because I can feel you and I can hear you too. Love you so much. Love you, my love.